It was the year 2005, May 22nd. David Baszucki, otherwise known as the Builderman and co-founder of Roblox, Eric Castle, made 2 testing accounts. These accounts are listed as the second and third accounts ever created on the site. These accounts were supposedly used to accompany players during Roblox's more earlier stages. They were last said to be online February 27, 2006 at 3:06 p.m., the date Roblox left the alpha testing stage. That isn't the case anymore though, as number 3 was last seen December 4th, 2015 at 6:04 p.m., whereas number 2, March 18th, 2016 at 6:04 p.m. These accounts were named John Doe and Jane Doe. Quite frankly, I wasn't gonna do this video until some of my friends started talking about this John Doe. So, now I am. Supposedly, March 18th, the day number 2, John Doe was last seen. All of Roblox is going to be hacked. Now, do I believe this? Of course not. It's probably just one big hoax. But are you on my side? Probably not. A lot of people are falling for this trick. So, will I try to get you on my side? Of course. Let's see what we can do about your point of view as of now. One source of information right now, probably the most popular, is YouTubers, as many YouTubers, as you can see, are getting many views off this topic, as it is trendy and people are concerned about the well-being of their accounts, whether this is a hoax or this is real. Even I'm jumping on the bandwagon this time. Now I know there are some trustworthy YouTubers out there, but for the trustworthy ones there are, of course, there's going to be some people who just use John Doe as a way to get more views and more ads put on their videos. Take a look at the infamous channel Kazook. This channel was known for 1 million Robux games. Smash that like button. 1 million Robux. Subscribe. You know, you just somehow get 1 million Robux. All you have to do, press inspect and change the number to 1M plus. Ooh, 1 million Robux. He was very infamous in the Roblox community. But ever since John Doe became a very trendy topic, he's been using him as a way to get more views. And I have to commend him, it's pretty smart to do that. Heck, probably right now, you can consider me doing the same. That's why I think the best place to look for evidence is on Roblox itself. Oh, wait, I mean... A lot of people like to begin their search for information through John Doe's friends list. The only reason I say John Doe is because Jane Doe doesn't really have many notable friends besides iHacksLV, one of his friends, and 1x1x1x1, a very infamous hacker back in the day. The only 4 I was able to find any real backed up information from or interesting facts were CPU virtualization, cryptid data, the community, and Imperial Sicarius. The first of the 4, CPU, is known for this game. I think it was called Mine Site or The Bridge. I don't really care for it. It was counting down to the incineration of Roblox, March 18th, but it has been since shut down since you can only assume why. It's because, if you didn't know, he was threatening all of Roblox with that game. So, why do I think he's not that relevant of a source? It's really because I couldn't really find anything else that backs his evidence up besides he's John Doe's friend, and his game says it will happen. So, on to the next one. Now, there really isn't anything weird with data. The only thing I find a bit weird is his update that says data equals nil, and that's not really helping. But what I do find interesting is that he has what I think is some form of a relationship with the third friend of John Doe, the community. I say this because community is one of the only ones to have some form of social media, and on every single profile picture he has, it has cryptid data, or at least that's who I think I see. And this Twitter account is pretty interesting because it led me to a Discord chat. So, the most natural thing to do, in my opinion, was go straight to the Discord chat and see if I could get any information. Discord chat didn't really get me very far. I honestly only found people complaining about people spamming on the Discord chat instead of asking any real questions besides the obvious, what's gonna happen on March 18th. So I ruled out both cryptid data in the community. But then the next one would make me think a bit more harder about these two. To be honest, I really didn't think Imperial Sicarius didn't have anything to do with this. He really seemed pretty innocent and had pretty innocent looking games, in my opinion. But upon further looking, in his friend list I found a peculiar friend. That friend was Eric Castle. So it got me thinking, could these people be linked to Eric Castle maybe? And as you know, he's one of the creators of these accounts. So, if you don't believe me, because I probably think you don't, and I'm just taking random screenshots, here's Imperial Sicarius' account. As you can see, I go into his friends and to the third page where you can see Eric Castle. Well, you can kinda see him, because I'm too lazy to zoom it in. But I will go and click Eric Castle's account to prove to you that it is the actual Eric Castle. And as you can see, there is the Roblox administrator badge given out to only administrators. So now I go into Eric Castle's friends list and I find some interesting stuff. So there's only 2 pages to look through. You can see Imperial right there, but right here you see the community. So that's my theory. Maybe these guys are just people that were Roblox administrators or have some sort of relation to an administrator, because Eric Castles is friends with them, or at least 2 of them, and only one that is pretty notable of any real terror, the community. But I'm not done there. I have a bit more evidence to go. The next place to look is, well, who John Doe is following, because he's following 400 people. Unfortunately, a lot of those people aren't online except for these 2. Chinggis Cahagan is one of those 2. Chinggis Cahagan claims, John Doe account used to be somewhat active in 2008. I sent and had my friend request accepted before it stopped being used. My friends list then changed and moved the majority of friends to follow. Stop asking me how I'm followed by him. So he clearly does not want anything to do with John Doe because I feel like he thinks it's a hoax as well. But as you guys know, or at least some of you veterans know, Roblox updated so best friends and friends wasn't the major way of doing things on Roblox. Following and friends was. So, naturally, not as a best friend, as a friend, he got moved to be a follower instead. The other person John Doe was following goes by Bad Graphics. Bad Graphics' claim is that he friend requested, well, not really friend requested John Doe very long ago. Using a glitch that the Roblox site had, it was being exploited many times before, and he decided to, well, obviously, friend request John Doe. And as you can see, it worked. But same story as Ching, he got moved over to following eventually, because he wasn't listed as John Doe's best friend, only a friend. So that also rules him out and supports my evidence that this might not even be real. Another notable source is, well, the developers of Roblox, because they do have relations to Roblox. One of those developers, Cindering, creator of Roblox High School, says that, so apparently, the latest Roblox myth is that John Doe is going to come back on March 18th and hack everyone. No, that's completely false. And he can be trusted mainly because he's very close with Roblox, even getting a toy for his own game, Roblox High School. But there's also another developer I'd like to talk about, and the last one. The last developer, Clone Trooper 1019, is most notably known for the games Splave 2 and Stalker Reborn, as they are some of Roblox's more popular games as of now. And Spliff 2, not really popular now, is very popular back in the day. I bring him up because, as you can see, I'm on John Doe's account, and John Doe owns some of his badges, as you can see right there. I'm circling them with my mouse. If you click one of them, you can even see that he is the one who made these badges, as you can see his name right there, creator of these badges. But Clone Trooper also supports my theory, because as you can see, there's a YouTube link to a video right there, which leads to, well, a video that says that there was a game badge glitch back then, and John Doe was just one of those people that could access his badges without even playing his games. So that debunks that. And as for their weird usernames and descriptions, I can kind of explain that too. John Doe and Jane Doe are used as placeholder names in the United States and the United Kingdom, and there are even translations for children, Johnny Doe for a boy and Janie Doe for a girl. So really, they're just anonymous placeholder names that aren't really used in any real seriousness. And if you don't believe this screenshot I've taken, I will give a link in the description below that this page is found on. Heck, you could just look up John Doe and find the result yourself. My last piece of evidence is this Google Trends graph. As you can see, it mainly spikes up late February and goes higher. But if the myth is that John and Jane Doe hack an account every March 18th, and were around for that long, why wouldn't there be some more concern throughout this graph? As you can see, it's mainly a straight line before February. Surely some people would have looked this up if it happened every year and be concerned about it. So, that's my last piece of evidence, and that's what's gonna close this theory. Alright, there you have it. My opinion on all of this John and James and Does and hackings and stuff. So, tell me, did your opinion change at all watching this video? Or did you even watch this video? Because it's pretty long for a discussion video, even for me. I thought I'd be done with this in like 30 minutes tops. But it took almost 3 hours to edit all of this. So, hope you guys enjoyed, but I do want one answer. I couldn't explain this last reason. While looking through Eric Castle's account for some footage, I stumbled on his badges, and he had some of Clone Trooper's badges, and as you know, I debunked them as meaning anything, but the odd thing is, these aren't edited badges. These are badges that were released fairly recently.